bias will be, the stronger the bias will be. All right. And so what we have here is a market. Let's just say you pull up your chart, you have your template set up, and now you're looking at this market. All right, we're on a blank template, no MAs, nothing like that. So where do we start here? Where do we start? What are we looking at? Right? The first point that we want to start with is just letting the market tell us what it wants us to know. What is it that we need to know about this market? So let's say you sat down to trade this market. What is this market telling you about how to position yourself in order to trade, right? Where is the general bias? Okay, and so we can start by drawing levels of interest. Now, the way that you can do this strategically is denoting the highest point in your immediate view, right? And then the lowest point. Now, in other videos, we talked about zooming out 3 times. So you can do that, right? You can just zoom out as far as you can and then shift the chart. And because this market is relatively new, this is it. This is it, right? So what do we say? We're going to track the highest point and the lowest point. Now, due to the fact that the lowest point of this market was back in 2012, we're going to plot it on here. However, it's not as important right now, just due to where the market is. All right. However, we're going to plot it on here. So we have the lowest point and we have the highest point. Now, based on that, based on the lowest point and the highest point, from this market's inception, which direction, I'm a rapper, which direction is this market moving? Based on the left side of the chart to the right side of the chart, which direction is this market moving? If you drew a line from the left side to the right side, what direction is the market moving? I'm asking this question different ways so that your brain can one, answer the question different ways. However, just to cause that side of your brain to say, well, okay, the left side of the chart is here. Currently, the chart is here, right? So the right side is here. Now, I get it, right? We got all this up in here. Connect these lines, it would look something like that. So what would you say is the general direction of this chart? And I'm going to give you 2 directions. Would you say that the chart is going, or the pair is going up, or would you say that it's going down? Which of these directions would you consider this chart to be going in? Up, right? Hopefully you said up. Hopefully you said up. All right. Now, when we get into the immediate, we can break all that down. However, a general landscape of this market right now, if we had to look at it from left to right, is that the market is going up. All right. Now, we have that information. So since 2012 to 2019, 7 years, your mind is doing all those calculations. You're saying, okay, so over the past 7 years, it started at around 7.55. This is a USD ZAR. Started at around 7.55. Currently, 7 years out, it's at 14.28, right? So obviously the price is going up, right? It's going up, all right? Based on where this particular pair dates back to on this broker, all right? So we have the market going up. Now that we have an overall general bias, it's up to us to make sense of what's recently going on, right? So what you could do is, at this point when you have it zoomed out, all right, and so you can see I just plotted it on there, all right? Don't give too much time to that. Just eyeball it and go with that, because you don't want to get caught up in saying, oh, it's got to touch this wick and that wick. Just eyeball it and keep going. About medium way, halfway. So what does this mean? Okay, think about it this way. Think about this a different way. So, pair of sneakers. I like using sneakers because everybody can relate, right? We all have feet. All right. So you go and you bought a pair of sneakers in 2012. Obviously they were Jordans, because these are the only sneakers that I know have increased with increased price over the years. So in 2012, a pair of I'm making this up, so Jordan heads don't come after me. In 2012, a pair of Jordans cost $75. All right. Currently, 2019, Jordans are double that, which I know they're not. I'm just think about what we're talking about right now. All right. So right now, somewhere in between here, what happened was the price shot up to about, we'll say between 2012 to 2019, there was a surge in price. Maybe Jordan won the NBA finals, and I know this is not correct. I'm just giving you this idea so that you can understand the price movement. So during 2012 to 2019, something happened to the value of this shoe. Something happened to the value of this market. Something said, hey, I know we were selling them for 75. However, there is a demand for these shoes. So maybe we should charge $200. Okay. And so between 2015 and 2019, that price of $200 was evened out, right? They say, okay, well, there's a point where we charged $200 for the shoes, and then we saw the supply go down, or we saw the number of buyers go down, right? And so we got to figure this out. So let's adjust the price. Let's try 175. Right? Okay. Follow along. Let's try 175. Is that still too high? Okay. Let's try 165. Okay. Is that too high? Okay. Let's try. Oh, that's too low. That's too low. People keep buying. We keep selling out. So maybe we can keep a good supply, and we can create enough demand if we charge about 150. So let's charge $150. Now I'm using this example of shoes so that we understand that support and resistance back to the price, okay, and whether or not it's valuable. Okay, in 2012, maybe the demand wasn't there, right? People were buying them. However, they saw a slow creep in demand, and they said, oh, well, people like these shoes. We might be able to charge more. They didn't go from charging $75 in 2012 to charging $500, right? Because you would alienate buyers. You would alienate the people that would be interested in this particular shoe. So what did you have to do? You had to gradually, don't miss this, guys, because this is super important. I hope you grasp this. You had to gradually increase the price, equilibrium, where you could maintain the value, okay, You could maintain the value and you could get the best, you could sell the product at the best price. All right. And that's all we're doing here. I get it. I know with trading, it seems complicated. We have these candles, want to complicate it. However, guys, it comes down to value and price. And right now, since we went through this scenario of shoes being $75 back in 2012, at one point going up to 200, creeping their way back down to 150. All right. So in that grand scheme of pricing, in that grand scheme of value, where is the current price as it relates to the highest price and the lowest price? We would say that it is very close to a midpoint, right? If $75 was down here and $200 was down here, and you have 275, quick do the math, right? 275 just cut in half. Your price, if this is 275 cut in half, price is above this value here, right? Are you following that? Price is above the median value or the median price. Okay, let me simplify it. Let's just use like whole numbers, or well, those were whole numbers, but let's just use $100 here. So if the lowest price was 100, the highest price was 200, the equilibrium or the fair value is right in here. This is halfway. It's 50 here, 50 here, right? And so because of that, when you're analyzing your market, you need to understand where is the current price as it relates to the overall construct of this market. And right now, we know that, all right, we can see that the market dipped down, quickly came back up. So we know that right now, the price being lower
All right. Good morning, good day, good evening, and good night. Depending, make sure we got our. Let me know on the. Because on my side it says the stream quality is great, but then I was listening to the playback. It seemed a little slow, but I do tend to watch videos on 2.0 speed. So just let me know. And a matter of fact, let me switch one sec, let's see. Had to get my other device going here. But yeah, it's saying it's a little choppy, but I don't have any drop frames. Has anybody else's internet been acting weird? Like, even though, here, let me do a speed test. I'm not gonna. Let me do a replay buffer. Cause watch this right here. Okay, I guess we in there now. We in there now. Let's see. Nah, cause it's tripping. Okay, I guess we in there now. We in there now. Let's see. Like, I feel like the internet has been doing its own thing. I can't be the only one that feels that way. It is. Why is my internet like doing? Look at this. Look at this. 45. Gee, that's supposed to be 100. No wonder. That's wild. No wonder. That's wild. Let me see if I can. Let's see. I'm gonna get to the other one. 1 second. So a couple pairs. If you were watching the beginning of that, or when you re-watch the replay, that was an excerpt from the Ultimate Forex Coaching, where we go in and we deep dive, giving you a three-part series, three-part lecture on how to read the market like a book. I mean, I could make it sound more fancy, but that's basically what that part of the training does. And then there's, of course, there is ultimate entries with that training, where we teach you how to enter the market with confidence. And yeah. I wonder, is this gonna? Okay, it's back. I was testing out. I had another internet connection, and I was like, let me test that one out and see if that one is a little bit faster. But obviously not. I don't know. Am I the only one that's been having issues with the internet? Talk to me. Let me know. Let's get on these charts though. So so last night I was in Eurozar. Okay, so she went back down. I did close out of that, but now this was the idea for Euro Mexican peso. And keep in mind, this whole live stream, one, appreciate you for hanging out with me on this Friday, but two, this is for educational purposes only. So if you see something that is interesting, you're trading that at your own risk. All right, so this was my idea for Euro Mexican peso, and so that we're still just waiting on Euro NCD. So I was in this on one of my accounts, and I got out because I was like, yeah, I'm not feeling that. So basically, sometimes what I'll do, depending on the market, gotta use it. It's like dating women. Every chart is like dating a woman. That woman can look fine as a mug, and she can say all the right things, and you could get on that date, and that is trash. And so, like, do you stay at the date? Do you go ahead and get 3 courses, get your dessert, get your drinks, entree, all of that? Nope. What you do? What I do? What I do is I might eat appetizers and a drink and be out. Don't waste your time. So that's how I looked at this trade. It's like, got to the trade, got to the date, and it was flat. She might have been pretty, but she wasn't talking about anything. So let me just get me a hummus plate and be out, because I don't have time. I don't have time to play with this. So that was that. So I got out of that. And then what else was I in? Oh, yeah. So I was looking at GBP, JPY. I'm glad we got out of that, too. So these were the two that I was looking at. And it sort of looked like an M on the daily. And I could have... Here's the thing. Sometimes when I'm getting out of a trade, it's like I could jump in the other direction. But because I didn't have a plan for the other side of it, I just stayed out of those trades. And on that account, basically down 1% on that account for the day. So that's cool. I'm just move on to a different account and trade another account. So with the other account, I have this open, and I don't think it might have hit. Let me see. Let me go check real quick because it might have hit the stop. I don't know. Let me see. Get logged in. So the lives, just in case, if you're looking to get funded, my partner is offering a phenomenal deal right now on their funded accounts. You can check the link in the description below to get 50% off. But not only that, they have same day payouts. Okay, that's a game changer. And also your first, okay, that one did get stopped out. So your first, up to your first $10,000 is 100% profit split. So definitely, if you are in the market of getting funded, it's a great opportunity to check out a reputable company. With silver, if she is not giving me what I like, then we're going. What's this? Oh no! Oh, this is sell stop. I think I'm gonna take that sell stop out. I'm gonna delete that. Okay. So right now we have open trades on Euro Mexican peso, and it was and that's wild. That's wild. So I could take this off because it's alert. Sometimes when I don't like watching charts all day. So what I'll do, especially in TradingView, depending on the market, sometimes it makes sense to set up a pending order, and then sometimes it does not. So when it does not make sense to set up a pending order, and so one of my accounts uses Pro4, but I'll come in to either TradingView or to that account or to my other platform, and I'll set up an alert for that price, right? So that's how I do it, because I don't always want to have an order triggered once it hits a certain price. And so sometimes those sell stops, sometimes I'm not ready. I'm not ready for you. We can take that level off. So we'll see if we get some movement here on Euro Mexican peso. And I was thinking about grabbing, yeah, but see, she needs to apologize to me. I'm not gonna hold you. USD Mexican peso. She hurt my feelings a couple of years ago, and I never forgave her. I never did. So I watch her. It's like going back to the example of women. It's like that dime that turns you down. But y'all still cool. Y'all cool. But she yeah, see, this is more, and that's what happened. It took that stop out, and that's why I normally don't use stops. But because that account was, it's an account that we're growing, I have a set amount that I was looking to risk on that particular move, because silver don't play around. So the only time I'm using stops is in a situation like that, which is kind of, but that nonetheless, it should have been up here 31.50, but that was already above the risk threshold that I had for that trade. So that's why I put it at like 31.40 or something like that. So I figured it was going to get hit, but looks like it just got hit too. That's funny. It's not funny because the market always does that. That's whack. You know what I mean? That's whack. Because why? Because why do you do that? Because why? Yep. So that was that, but it looks like it's gotten 54. The only thing about that one is that a lot of the other pairs are going up. You know what I mean? Like a lot of the other commodities are going up. Let me see here. So like silver and not silver, but gold. You see, and platinum. So oil, I think, is going up. Yeah. So that's the only reason why I may just stay away from that today, because I don't want to play around with her. And considering the fact that we had smashed out, let me show you. Let me see if I still have the. Oh, this is the weekly chart. Oh, don't do that. But it's one of the plays that I like to. It's not really a play, but it's just a move. When the market does an M formation, sometimes it will come up to that formation in reverse. And so that's pretty much what we're waiting on. And I could move this a little bit, but sometimes it'll get triggered in TradingView if it's not there. And we'll do, I'm just going to open another position on Euro Mexican Peso. One, two, three. All right, boom. So just opened up 3 more positions on Euro Mexican Peso. So that'll be the one that we hold through the weekend. I remember when I used to be afraid to hold trades over the weekend. Let me see what's going on here. Oh, look at this. Brilliance. Brilliance. Let's take a look. So this was a trade on Monday. I got in this trade on Monday, and yeah, yesterday was fantastic. And I got out yesterday, and I'm glad that I did because of the way that it pulled up. Now this isn't showing the current candle, because the current candle I think is at like $61,200. 61,200. No, it's at 61,300. So the current candle is right up here. This is a major psychological level, and that's why when this broke below and it got down here to like 58,800, I was like, okay, bye. I was like, thank you. So that was a good trade. And even though, here's the thing, even though I have this idea right here, this is more of a long-term idea where if I get into a trade, I can get out, and then unless the bias completely changes, then I'm going to continue to follow that plan. So yes, 3 days ago, yeah, it did dip below 60,000, but it didn't stay. And today it's going back to it's at 61,300 respect. I want to share the word with you and call your attention to the subject. The subject is define and declare. How to answer your own prayers. This is not an intellectual exercise. And I do a lot of purposeful repetition. Why? Because that is the way that the subconscious learns. How do you think you learned to lose? You have to learn how to lose. He says sin is something that we had to learn. He says poverty is something that we have to learn. He says they get into situations because they keep hearing the same things repeated over and over, and that's why he uses affirmations. What the mind hears continually, it will begin to believe and act upon. So, Ephesians, the 3rd chapter, it says, He sent His word and healed them and delivered them from all their destructions. He sent His word and healed them and delivered them from all their destructions. Somebody said lesbians be the most spiritual people they ever met. Or gay people in general. We be spiritual. And we do be. We really do be. We really do be. We really do be. So what I'm going to do while this is, because we're just waiting on EURMXN peso. I'm going to switch back to that chart. Yeah, see, she's going to take her sweet time, which we know that, but then I'm just jumping on here to hang out with you all. Normally with trades like this, I mean, I'll just leave it and then yeah, just come back to it when the day is over. Let's just see. I'm gonna pull up. So right now, just to share, I'm reading a couple different books to help out here. Let me see what's up. What's up with this? Oh, I started back reading. Sheesh, where's my phone at? Where's my phone? Oh, Trading for a Living by Alex Elder. I've read that once, and it was so many years ago that I didn't remember. So I started reading it again last night, and man, it's just such a good, it's such a good book to read. Starts out cooking. He really does. Harm to none. Let's see, trading for a living. Yeah, let's get on some of that. Let's talk through it. I'm gonna put on some music, and then we're gonna talk through this. Trading for a living. I like to listen to classical music while I'm charting. Anybody else? No? My friend called it, um, she called it psycho music, but I just like classical music. What's wrong with Sonata number 14 in C sharp minor? What's wrong with that? What's wrong with it? I love it. Okay, so let's dive into trading for a living psychology with Dr. Alex Elder. Believe that trading successfully is 95% mental and 5% technical. So he says trading the last frontier, you can be free, you can live and work anywhere in the world, you can be independent from routine and not answer to anybody. This is the life of the successful trader. Many aspire to this, but few succeed. An amateur looks at a quote screen and sees millions of dollars sparkle in his face. He reaches for the money and loses. He reaches again and loses more. Sheesh. He cooking already, yeah. Traders lose because the game is hard or out of ignorance or lack of discipline. If any of these ail you, I wrote this for you. Then he goes on to talk about how he began to trade. Sometimes I really don't be interested in that part, but this part was funny last night. He said, for the past 17 years, I've had a friend whose wife is fat. I said, yo, just make it plain, G. He said, I had a friend whose wife is fat. She is an elegant dresser, and she's been on a diet for as long as I have known her. She says she wants to lose weight, and she does not eat cake or potatoes. Why he had to point out as well? She does not eat cake or potatoes in front of people. So he trying to say she be eating cake and potatoes behind the scenes. But then he says, but when I come into her kitchen, I often see her go at it with a big fork. Wow, that's wow. She says she wants to be slim. What in the world? Oh my gosh. The short-term pleasure of eating is stronger for her than the delayed pleasure of health benefits of weight loss. My friend's wife reminds me of great many traders who say they want to be successful but keep making impulsive trades, going for the short-term thrills of gambling in the markets. People deceive themselves and play games with themselves. Lying to others is bad enough, but lying to yourself is hopeless. Bookstores are full of good books on dieting, but the world teaches you how to analyze and trade the markets and how to deal with your own mind. I can give you the knowledge, only you can supply the motivation. She says psychology is the key. You may base your trades on fundamental or technical analysis. You may trade because of hunches about economic and political trends, use inside information, or simply hope time you placed an order. Were you anxious to jump in or afraid of losing? Did you procrastinate before picking up the phone? So he's talking about that old school trading where you had to call in your orders. When you closed out a trade, did you feel elated or humiliated? The feelings of thousands of traders merge into huge psychological tides that move the market. The majority of traders spend most of their time looking for good trades. So here's the point. Let's stop right there, because if the majority of traders are spending most of their time looking for good trades, then what should you be doing? If the majority of traders are losing and they're spending most of their time looking for good trades, what should you be doing? Let me see if I can switch to this, because I want you to see this. Well, I don't want to do that. I already got a copyright strike on mine. Yo, the YouTube streets is hot recently. I'm gonna leave it on the chart because somebody's wife called me. I'm talking about a big name too. No energy on my channel, but she called me and left me, well, she did, she called our company and left a nice nasty message. So that's why I'm not showing this book, because I don't need nobody being like, oh, it's a copyright. I'm reading the book, so whatever. And I had to ask that lady who pissed in her Cheerios. I would love to share the story. One day I may share the story when it gets a little bit, I may share that story one day when it gets a little bit more further removed. But yeah, I was like, this lady is wild. And then when I found a picture of her, I was like, oh, she's probably just racist. And that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate, because she probably is just, or she might like lesbians. She might be a lesbian. She might have thought I was unbelievably attractive. and she just wanted to get my attention. A lot of women do that. It's really let me not expose the DM gang because a lot of never mind. Let's get back to reading this. So he says that the majority of traders ride in an emotional roller coaster and miss the essential element of winning, which is the management of their emotions. Their inability to manage themselves leads to poor money management of their accounts. Oh boy. Unless y'all tell me y'all want to hear about that story time. Is it story time? Do we want to hear about that? The person that called me, I'll play the message. Because she messed up. She shouldn't have left the message. That's why. Why would you leave a message like that? Y'all have to let me know in the comments on this video if y'all want to hear that story. If y'all want to see a video on that. Because y'all nosy. If y'all nosy, just say, I'm nosy. After this video goes, I'm nosy, then I'll do it live and I'll play that for you next time. Because anyway, so let's get back to it. It says if your mind is not in gear with markets, let me see here. If your mind is not in gear with markets, or if you ignore changes in mass psychology of crowds, then you have no chance of making money trading. All winning professionals know the enormous importance of psychology in trading. All losing amateurs ignore it. Friends and clients who know that I am a psychiatrist often ask me whether this helps me as a trader. Good psychiatry and good trading have one important principle in common. Both focus on reality, on seeing the world the way it is. To live a healthy life, you have to live with your eyes open. To be a good trader, you need to trade with your eyes open. Recognize real trends and turns and not waste time or energy on regrets and wishful thinking. But he does make an interesting comment here. Let me go back. What does he say? He said the percent of women is higher among institutional traders, which I noticed that. Like when and it's weird because I've met a lot of women that worked as institutional traders or at banks, and they were basically currency traders, but it's not that it didn't register for them, but it's like they would be calling in orders on GBP JPY, and it's like, oh wow, you basically trade Forex, but you don't. It was weird, very weird, in an interesting way, because it's like, girl, why don't you just pop that trade open yourself? And then sometimes what I found out is sometimes they are not able to, like it's a COI or a conflict of interest for them to work there, and that's crap. But it's like a COI if they work there and they have their own trading account. So what some people will do is, and you ain't hear this from me, but what they'll do is they'll have accounts in their family members' names. That's word on the street. Which street? Wall Street. So I thought that was interesting because he did mention that sometimes the institutional traders are mostly women, and I'm like, yeah, that's what I've seen. So are we gonna get yeah, see, I knew she was, see, that's why, like, if this right here, that was a setup, unless this next hour, so this is all happening in 14 minutes, unless this next hour, which we got a long way to go, or 45 minutes to go, unless that next hour closes bearish, then that was just a trap. And so what some people will probably do now is they're probably buying right now, but that's not my jam. So it wasn't technically a trading idea. This was, well, it was, but it was like short term. I was just seeing what's going to happen today. Because I'm not convinced that it wants to go too much higher because it's got to fight with this. You know what I mean? It's got to, but who knows? I could be totally wrong, and I'm totally fine with that. I don't care. It's okay to be wrong. 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 It's totally fine. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. Let's see. Mm. Okay. Let's see what else is happening here. Dun, 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 dun. Nothing. Ooh, I want to know, do you normally trade on Fridays, or is Friday more like a day that you just kind of look and see what's going on? Because for me, Fridays are just like a chill day. My best days of the week, like trading days, are, oh, that's interesting. Oh, that's mad interesting. I love that. I love that. I love that. Yeah, set that up for us, bud. Set that up, bruh. Set that up for us, my G. Um, and I got a quick trade off of this one too. On let me see if I can go back to the other chart. What I was saying though is Fridays are normally days I don't typically trade on Fridays. Oh, so this one turned around too. Okay, that's good. That was a quick trade too. That was fantastic. Oh yeah, oil. If you missed it, let me see. Let me play this. Yesterday we talked about trading oil, and I believe the video is on YouTube. We used Rinko and price action to enter that trade, and so that was yeah, that was a pretty solid trade. So yesterday, and I'm not gonna play the sound, but yesterday you can feel free to go back and watch that. Be sure to follow me on TradingView, because TradingView, I do post some things that I don't post on YouTube on TradingView, specifically for the trading community. So you can follow me on TradingView, and then also like this video and subscribe to the channel if you want. You can dislike the video. I don't. It's whatever. Express yourself. Because I can't speak for everybody. I'm sure there are content creators that are offended when people dislike their stuff, but it doesn't bother me. I went to school for engineering, and I also have an art degree. And so, having an art degree, we we would have what are called critiques. Okay, so let's say you first of all, let's just paint the picture for getting a degree in art, because a lot of people think with art we're just sitting around drawing and just smoking weed all day and just chilling. But the reality of it is so for instance, let's say I had a 2D a 2D art class, and I'm trying to remember my professor's name. I think his first name was Bill, and I could probably find it. Let's see. Let's do a little bit of research, because we're not. The market is just the market. The market is chilling right now, and so it makes no difference to to watch it. Um, if you're watching your trades, you could do that, but it's stressful. I mean, it's not stressful. It's just, I think it's a waste of energy to watch it, because you can be doing other things. To me, if you're watching your trade, that just means you haven't properly accepted the risk, or you haven't you're over leveraged, or you don't trust the actual trading decision. So that's why I think that means. So let's go and see, and I can see if I can find the let me see if I can find a 2D class, right? And he would give us the topic or the idea or the theme, and then from there, of course, we would have to research our ideas or brainstorm our ideas. So we would just pour out all the information that we could. Now, I haven't been on this website in a long time. What are we gonna do? Administration. What am I looking for? Yeah, let's go with administration. Let's look at it. Oh boy. Um. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Oh, these are colleges and deans. Um. Faculty. Boy, I haven't been on this site in years. Yeah. Let's see. How do you find faculty? They probably don't. I guess employees. No, this seems like it'll be for them to log in. It seems like a login for them. Hmm. Let's see. This might be. You're taking a trip down memory lane with me. We're going back to my college so I can make this point with, because I had my 2D art professor. He was super intense. Okay, they're not showing it on here. He was super intense. He was like, what's the dude's name on? Ah man, it's like it's a design show. Tim Gunn. Okay, boom. So if you can imagine Tim Gunn except Butch. When I say Butch, I just mean like a man's man. That's how my 2D art professor was. And I'm pretty sure they were friends. But when he talked, he sounded exactly like Tim Gunn. And if you don't know who Tim Gunn is, let me show you Tim Gunn. That'll probably get his. Okay, there we go. Tim Gunn. So if you can imagine Tim Gunn, but Butch, oh my gosh, that was my art professor in college. Okay. And so he was very technical. I said all this to say he was very technical. He was very intense and very Butch, but he sounded like Tim Gunn. No lie. Okay. It was the most weirdest thing. But anyway, boom. So we would get projects, and then he would the point that I'm making is it was we would have to spend hours just, and then when it came down to what's this one doing? Because I was looking at that earlier. It's still doing the same thing. When it came down to presenting our work, we would present our work in front of the whole class. Okay, and so everyone would then give you feedback on your work, right? So everyone is looking at your work saying, okay, well, why did you do this? Why did you do that? What are you trying to say? Like they would literally, we would go in on each other, okay? It was no holds barred and it was no feelings, because the whole point of a critique is to make you better as an artist. And so I said that to say that I'm not, like with this internet thing, feedback is feedback, and somebody can say, oh, that's terrible, I hate that. And I'm like, okay, well, what do you hate about it exactly? And then, unfortunately, what happens is some people have an opinion, but they don't actually have feedback. And so they're just like, oh, that's bad. And it's like, okay, well, what would you do differently? And they're like, okay, so just SDFU, right? Because you're not adding any value. But if it's like something general, like, oh, the audio quality is bad, or oh, the mic, I can't hear you, or it's boring. And that's the part with traders, man. Our mindset is so different from when I started trading. That's why people are losing in trading, because their attention span is like this. They can't even watch a training video. And it don't matter to me. It's like, yo, how do you expect to have success long term in trading if you won't even commit to an hour of watching a lecture? Now, granted, I'm not going to hold you. I watch videos on 2.0 speed, but that's because my mind processes the information that way, and I can slow it down if I need to. Like, if you're having trouble in your trading, and you're also simultaneously not able to stay uh, engaged or listen, that's wild. You may never find success. And unfortunately, that's just the reality of some people. They think that trading should be, you should be able to watch a 20-minute video and then boom, I got it. What's wrong with you? That's wild. That's wild. That's really wild. Now, on the one hand, we do learn quickly. The problem is with trading is experience and implementation. Experience and implementation. Now, I'm not saying that learning a strategy has to take you years upon years upon years. It's learning yourself, right? And so to think that, oh man, if this person has an hour trading video, I don't, you're so antsy that you can't even watch it to get the information. You can't even pay attention. That's wild. Because here's the reality of the situation. If you trade full time, if you're like me and you do more swing trading, or you're trading during the night, okay, I was up a little bit earlier, or this morning I was up a little bit earlier. Let's say I got up around 2, close out some trades. The day is done for the most part, unless it's like an active day. Like yesterday, I think I was done trading around 10 a.m. The day is done. And so if you're walking into this trading for a living lifestyle and that's the mistake that I made. I'm gonna say that I can't really speak for anybody else. When I originally quit my job in 2017, even though I have lots of hobbies and talents, like where's my guitar? My guitar is like right here. Anyway, just showing that. But I have lots of hobbies and talents, but during the day, all my friends are at work. You literally have to learn how to enjoy your own company and how to keep yourself sharp without over trading. It's very easy to overtrade. It's super easy to overtrade or to want to be busy or to want to do something. And that's how I would find myself giving back profits, because I woke up, let's just say for instance, today, Friday, all my trades, woke up, I'm profitable on the day on several of my accounts. The one account that I told you about, down 1%. Let's just say I didn't have self-control and I didn't make back that 1%. Why? You know what I mean? Like when the rest of the day or the rest of the accounts or my other accounts they're fine. And so I said that to say, like, trading full time is different for different people, because I think we have to properly set our expectations. And I was watching a video the other day on ChatGPT, and they were saying how they had went to ChatGPT, Desire, and told ChatGPT to tell them their life story. And I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting. That's an interesting way to use ChatGPT. And then I was like, well, why would I do that? Because I'm already living that. You know what I mean? Respectfully, why would I do that? I don't need ChatGPT to tell me what a day in my life would look like, because I'm already living that. Oh, that means you can go where you want, do what you want, whenever you want, with whoever you want. I'm already doing that. Right? But let's just say, for instance, you're starting out brand new and you're finding trading for the first time. You've been learning, and it's been good. You've been learning. Maybe you're 6 months in. I had a lot of comments about BBL Kevo, because he's on the internet after 3 weeks of learning about trading, and he's like, oh, let me help you. And it's like, yo, just calm down, because that's not enough time. It's not enough time. You should really still be in charge. You should really, and then on top of that, you really not even trading. If what you said in that video, that's not actually learning the art and science of trading. That's just letting somebody else tell you what to do. And you could do that. You might find success in that. But again, my point is, for how long? Because if you're relying on me, even me, let's just say, I do provide a daily watch list. That's a little bit different, because with the daily watch list, what you would expect is something like this. Let me show you. The daily watch list would look like this if you're a trader, okay? So if you're a trader, then this may be more clear to you to say, okay, this is the overall plan versus me saying enter down, stop loss 31.95, and da 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 da. This is giving you the actual plan for the trade so that you can see it, so that you understand the thought process. And not only that, I do explain it, right, in the actual video. But I digress. Taking a signal is different from getting a trading idea. Taking a signal is basically like, oh, just buy this and da da da. And I get it. I've done that before. And then what happens, and this is the problem, this is where the frustration comes in, because with those signals, this was one that we were in and I got out of that one. But anyway, that was one of the two trades I was telling you about that on the account where we were down 1% on the day. But with taking trading signals, the thing about trading signals I always say there's a good and a bad to everything. There's a good and a bad to every piece of strategy that you can use to learn trading. There's a good and a bad. And so if you are taking the trading signals, and let's say they send you buy here, stop loss here, profit here, and you're going in and you're like, oh, okay, let me mark up my chart and let me actually understand what they're telling me, that's one thing. But if they're saying, get in here, get out here, and you're not actually taking a second to learn that. And I get it too, because people are wanting to make trading like this microwave situation where they don't have to think about it. And the problem with that is you end up blaming that person. If you lose, you end up blaming that person, right? And if you win, you owe some sort of allegiance to that person to continue to feed you with trades that may or may not work. And then when they don't work again, now you're mad at them. But when they work, you're like, ah, man, he the man. Well, then there's always a positive and a negative. Let's say, for instance, you were interested in getting trained by a coach. Same way. I was playing the one of the market structure lectures from the Ultimate Forex coaching program that I created. This is not something that I got off Baby Pips. This is literally me putting in time and charts. And actually, there's a part in that video where we were talking about USD ZAR. And to this day, that training is from like 2019, 2020. To this day, you can go to that particular training and see exactly what I was talking about. And the market went up from that. I'm just saying. So if you know what you're doing, it will work over time still. But the point of the matter is some people have concerns about taking courses. Okay, well, think about with a course, what are you getting? First of all, it's all about who are you listening to. Is that person in a position to offer you something from their lifestyle? Is there something about their lifestyle that resonates with you? Okay, so maybe you look at someone like me who has been to 3 continents and I don't even know how many countries at this point. I've been all across the U.S. on my own dime. I'm not sponsored by anybody. Everything that I've done in my life has been by my own accord through my trading endeavors, okay? Educated, loved on, got a great group of friends, lived in Vietnam for a year, lived in Bali for a year. This was during the time that the other online gurus were locked into wherever they were at in their bedrooms. And I'm not saying that to be cute, I'm just saying that to be real. I left the country because I wanted to and because I could. That's who you're learning from. Someone that was a professional. I was doing 6 figures before I got into trading. So you do the math, right? I've been trading for 7 years at the end of this month, okay? Or full-time. I left full-time 2017. But anyway, the point of the matter is there is value in different learning from different people. So now you pop over and you see this person is driving a Lamborghini and they have the chains and they have something that you can learn for them, perhaps. But you're still going to have to do the work. There's always going to be a front and a back. The law of polarity teaches that there's black and white, there's up and down, there's in and out. And so It's like chew the meat and spit out the fat. So if you do go and take this person's course and you say, well, I learned one thing from that person, fantastic, keep going. It's no different from life. And I'm not saying go and join everybody's course. Obviously, you want to have discernment and say, what are the pros and cons? What are the results? Da, 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 da. But some people are so distracted with looking at other people's success and other people's opinions to make a decision on their future. What do I mean by that? So you will take a course from someone else or from somebody that someone else was like, yeah, I took that course and it was great. You're waiting on somebody else's confirmation. And I don't deal like that. I don't do that. I don't need somebody else to tell me something is hot. I look at it and I say, okay, that's hot. That's it. That's hot. I love it. Let's go. But some people need confidence from other people to say, okay, should I do that? I have a friend that we don't talk often because she's constantly looking for validation. She's like, yo, should I do this? And it's like, girl, what do you think? Do you want to do it? Then just do it. And she's just like, oh, you just make it sound so easy. And it's like, it is easy. You complicating it. Do you want it done? Then do it. Does it sound good? Then do it. You know what I mean? Don't make it harder on yourself. But the point of the matter is in your journey to being successful with trading, if you don't quit, if you don't give up, if you can get past, I'll say if you can get past the 3-year mark, because a lot of people do a year and then that's where they kind of tap out. They see the 90 days and they say, well, 90 days, I made it past that. So, but then something happens when they have what I like to call a devastating loss. And like a devastating loss where the market hands them a nice butt whooping, and now they're out and they don't want to trade anymore because they're like, oh boy, that hurt. But can you get over that? Can you recover from that? Absolutely. Unfortunately, some people give up on their trading dream before they do it. You know what I mean? And that sounds like a cute cliche and a cute thing to say, but if it was easy, everyone would do it. Real talk. If it was easy, everyone would be a millionaire. Now let's talk about China. Since y'all hanging out with me, we're gonna hang out for a little bit today. I hope you don't mind. I really hope you don't mind because we're gonna hang out. Let's talk about China. Because they was over there getting it in, and people was getting upset. People was going to the moon on certain things. And that's why you can't wait for other people's opinions with trading. Trading is not, it's like understanding mass psychology, but then understanding your own psychology. That's what it's about, is understanding mass psychology and then understanding your own. Because the more you can understand crowds, what is the book? One of my favorite books is Extraordinary Delusions of something like that. Extraordinary Delusions. It's very it's a long title. I'll look it up and we'll come back to it. But so let me pull this up so we can talk about it, because with China, they had a fantastic day, and it was this guy. I want to find this video. Because I've been there. If you've ever, like, when you're brand new to trading and you get that first big win, they called it a mega rally. What happened? Let me see. Retail investors. So they had like a mega rally. I wanted to find this exact video, but I don't know if it's gonna find it. Let me show you what I'm looking at so we can be on the same page, because I was watching this video the other day. Let me find it. Hang out with me. Let's chill. Because this guy was, I want to say this channel was like, I should have saved it. I really should have saved it. Yeah, let me see. And some of these, again, because we had the little copyright situation, I may not show the actual trade. Oh, that's interesting. And not the trade. I may not show the actual video because people have been. These YouTube trades is hot. Let's see if I can find it. Anyway, so basically what happened was it was a traditional pump and dump. And if you're not used to it, if you don't understand, oh boy, we'll find it. Yeah, we'll find it. But anyway, so basically there was a couple of videos where this guy was going, he was going, and he was so happy because I believe he was saying that he had made 100,000 won. So let me just do the, yeah. Originally, so one dude was like, I made 100,000 won, and then the other one said he had lost over a million won. So that's about 14,000, if I'm correct. Yeah. So, but the other dude was like, oh, I was up, and then he lost. I think it was like 1.2 million. So he equivalent to about $140,000 USD. But yeah, it was an interesting thing. So the point that I'm making with that is, in your journey, in my journey with trading, it's been a lot of ups and downs, right? It's literally been ups and downs. And do you quit? Do you stop? Do you stop trading because you had losing trades? Do you stop? Do you give up? Do you switch switch ships and go start trading something else? Do you abandon Forex because the brokers are different? What do you do? I stay, listen, and that's the thing is like, even when US 30, I don't trade US 30 that often. It's just not my jam. I know what markets align with my personality. And sometimes just because it's popular, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's for you, right? People will be wearing Crocs. I don't, that's not for me. I'm a grown ass woman. Why would I put on, like me, I'm not gonna wear Crocs. But for my nieces and my nephew that are all under the age of 13, yeah, get them some Crocs. That's popping right now for, especially they got the little, the blah blah blah, the little coins that you can put on. Yeah, get them some Crocs. But for my grown ass, why would I put on? That's so. I said that to say that sometimes things are popular, but that doesn't mean they're for you. And so some people will jump and say, well, uh, I'm not trading Forex no more. I'm trading options. But back to what I was saying earlier is I have friends that work for banks calling in orders to trade on like a GBP USD or a GBP JPY. They're not actually physically even looking at a chart, and they're not pressing the button in the way that we do it as full-time traders, but they're making the calls to for somebody else to press the button. And that's weird that people think that Forex somehow is going to go away, and it's not. It's just going to always be there, and we'll just be in the background chilling, collecting our coins. It is what it is, making it happen quietly. So yes, please go ahead and go to the other markets. That's okay. Now, one thing that I am partial to, I do like, for whatever reason, I do like meme coins. I think that they're interesting. And I may start making more content around meme coins. I don't know yet. So let me show you all this real quick, and then we'll wrap the live up. I think we were in, let me just show you on the daily chart. I'm not sure when so basically with my style of entry, it would have been here, and then around where it's at right now because it did pull back, so that's more than likely. Let's just put it there. I'm pretty sure it was like there when we got out. Yeah. See, so it pulled back around 2 a.m. It came back down. I wasn't up. I didn't close this out at 7, so it had to be around this time. Probably like 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. So it might have been up here. Was it 1? I got up twice this morning. I was not. Uh, yeah, I took some melatonin last night. I haven't taken melatonin in a very long time, and typically it's supposed to help you stay asleep. And I kept waking up. And I was like, I'm not taking that no more. So I believe it could have been around this time. So either one of these candles. Let me pull it up. Actually, let me stop making that up. Let me just pull it up on a different screen. Where is my? Let's pull it up here. Let's see. USD. No, it wasn't USD ZAR. It was Euro. Pull up the history. Yeah, so just Euro ZAR. The open price was 1949, and we exited at around 1908 to get off with this account. 1909. Excuse me. What did I say? 1914. What did we get on? 1914.39. So 1914 to 39. So that was the entry, and then the exit. Put this in here. Space, yeah. So basically where it is now. 1908. So this was the exit. So it must have been around this time, or depending on the spread, it could have been 3 a.m. Yeah, so that was just a quick trade for the day. It's still at a level where it's stacking up. So obviously, to do a quick, I don't really call that scalping, but I guess that was scalping. I guess it was. To do that, how you do that? Yeah. To do that trade, that was a quick trade for the day, and that was done. And so now, look at the day. What time is it? It is 8:50 a.m. Central Standard Time. Love that. And the day is done. What you got going on for today? What you gonna do today? Probably gonna go work out. Go work out, and probably do a little bit more reading. And Bitcoin, yeah, that turned around, didn't it? I'm glad we got out. Again, sometimes you just have to. There's a certain intuition with the market that comes, I think, over time, where even if you are, it's not moving your targets. It's just knowing what the market, being open to what the market wants to do, versus being attached to what you think the market is going to do. So this is one of the trading ideas that we looked at this week, and that one, I know that one hit, so we can play it, but you can't see it on this one because this candle here, where this line is, it basically went all the way down there and it turned around. Let me see if I can pull that up on a different chart. And so that was a quick trade as well. Got out. That was XAU. And I don't believe trading should be complicated. I don't believe in all the indicators on the chart, the oversold, overbought. I just feel like that's all BS. I would say it in a different way, but yeah, so that. Okay, so it came down to logical price level. So yeah, interesting. It might go all the way back up there. Let's see what's what. I don't think oh yeah. Okay, so where is that? Oh boy. Okay, we'll see. Especially because okay, so that would be 3. Now, if it completes this, we might have it running for the top. We might. It might be and we could take this off because that trading idea is already done. But if it completes this, then there may be some momentum to take it higher. And this is how I just plan these trades in the ahead of time, and then we're good. And then I'll come back on Monday, or technically Sunday, and then we'll see what happens. So that's that on that. And then depending on this one, it really depends on how this day closes. I want to set this up right now, but it definitely, we need a solid. These are, so if you've never looked at Renko, I love Renko because it smooths out the price chart. Let me just show you Renko if you've never seen it. I want to go to a naked chart. We'll go to the same instrument though, so you can see what I'm saying. And I'm going to delete all this off because I don't need it. Okay, so look at Renko. If this is your first time looking at it, look how smooth this is. It's very easy to see levels. And the reason I like Renko is it really mutes the noise, right? It really eliminates the noise of the chit chat of the market. It's so often, it's like, people are like, oh, it's oversold, it's going to the moon, it's doing this, it's doing that. It's like, but this really quiets down all that other nonsense because it's very easy to come in here and put these levels on. You can see them clearly. So boom, the market popped up from here to here and it pulled back, right? Where did it pull back to? Clear. It's very clear. Boom, it pulled back to here. Now, because it came over here, what I would probably do is split the difference, right? So we're going to put it there. Boom. Look at these levels. These levels are smooth. You have no problem identifying these levels. So boom, right here, gave us a little bit of a double top pattern over here too. This was like a macro double top. Yeah, and so I would put it like here. So boom. Easy work. Now, higher, low, higher, low. And so if it closes above here, we would be getting into, I'm pretty sure this would be all time. No, it's not all time high. Let me go back. Yeah. That's why I was like, nah. On, I think on gold on this broker, it was saying it was all time high. But boom, so 33. These are all interesting levels. 32. Sorry, it's right here. 33.50. So basically 33.50. That is 3,400. Oh, okay, interesting. But look at this. Sheesh. I think also with Renko, it helps me to manage my expectations from attached to a trade or thinking, oh, it's going to continue to go up for years and years and years. It may, but at the same time, to take strategic profits is healthy. So boom, this would be the first. So breaking through 32, and then you saw that Nat try to get into our live stream, but I got him though. Oh well. We'll send him on to Nat heaven. I did that so calmly. I could have been like, I was like, and I said a little prayer for him as he departs this life. So yeah, this just helps us set what I like to consider to be reasonable expectations for profit taking versus thinking that the market is just going to continue to go up and up and up and up. It's like, okay, well, let's say for instance, you use these bricks and you look at it and let's just say you risk one brick, right? So let me just explain what that means. So these bricks are set up on a certain pip size. Right now I have it set up on essentially 25 cents. So every time the price moves 25 cents in one direction, it will paint a brick. Now these are not solid, they're projection bricks, meaning that the market is still open and that we haven't yet gone a full 25 pips in that direction. Okay, so boom, you got it. So let's just say you were interested in trading and you were interested in taking a long off of this position right here. Okay, so your risk could be 1 brick, or depending on the move, it could be 2 bricks. But let's just say you risked 1 brick and you were looking to take it right back up here. That's basically a 1 to 4. Okay, and so boom, let me just. I love Rinko, but nobody's telling you about Rinko. You know why? They're keeping it to themselves. They gatekeeping. I don't gatekeep. Rinko is shiz naive. So boom, you go here, and then let's look at the chart. So even still, that would have been your entry. This black line would have been your entry. So right now you would technically be in profit. Is that right? Let me see it down here. Let me make sure that's lined up though. So this would have been your entry, but that would have been during yesterday's candle. Okay, gotcha. So the black line is representing your entry. So you would have got in yesterday, and this is where the market is today. It's great, right? Look how simple that is. Boom, your trade is done. Let's make it harder, or let's not. Let's not make it harder. So we have been, let's see. Yeah, I'm about to make me some breakfast. The day is done. The trades are closed, and only the only trade that I'm still in is EURMXN, which is doing its own thing. So we'll just let that continue to do its own thing and see what's what. And I'll show you that before we leave. But and this one, I mean, obviously the stop. Let me see on the bricks. See, just give you the same. See, so boom, and this might be a little bit different because it's this one. But look at this wick, and so I want to make a video explaining wicks in Rinko a little bit more. I have to find some time, and even though right now you don't see any, you can't really see the direction the market is in this area, and so that's why this is more direct with having set levels to know when the market has invalidated the trade. And so technically right now it's in this area, so just hold it. All right, so that comes to the end of the live. Thank you for joining, and I hope that you have a peaceful trading day, a successful trading day. Hope that your week was successful, and hey, if not, you always got next week. Yeah, don't beat yourself up too bad about what happened this week. Maybe you fell off your plan. Maybe you took a trade that you weren't supposed to take. Maybe you took somebody's advice on a trade and you're like, and now y'all not friends no more because of trade loss. But hey, you could be friends with that person again. Tell them to mind their own business and not send you trash trades anymore, not send you any wood, and make sure if they're going to send you a trade that is a guaranteed winner, even though we know that doesn't exist. Yeah, I want the best for you. And so feel free to reach out to me. I'm happy to answer questions, comment. And again, if you are looking to get funded, our partner is running a promotion right now where you can get funded up to $300,000, and then also they have a 100% profit split on your first 10,000, which is huge. We're coming up into almost. I just looked at the calendar, almost 2 months to the holiday season. So if you are a phenomenal trader, they want you, right? They want your talent on with their firm. And to show you how much they appreciate talent, they are doing a bonus of 100% on your first $10,000. So boom, let's say you have a let's say you have a $100,000 account, and the goal is 10%, and you get through the stages, the challenges. At that first payout, you're getting 10 grand on your first payout. We had a couple of traders this week that got paid out. One got paid out about $2,500. The other got paid out about $800. Same day payouts. So 24/7 support. I mean, the list goes on as far as the benefits. So feel free to check the link in the description. Go ahead and get your funded account today. That does support the channel. that also allows me to make content like this, training content, available and free to our YouTube audience. So with that being said, thank you so much for joining, and I hope that you have a fantastic weekend, and we'll see you later. Take care.